Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 163. We've been doing it for 163 weeks, mates. It's been longer than that. God, it feels like a lifetime. Listen, we've been busy. This past weekend was pretty fun. We smashed a homecoming, dude. It was great. We DJ'd a homecoming. Apparently, they had a lot of problems last year with the DJ. He was playing all the wrong songs. He didn't play the right final song of the night. And when they specifically told him not to play Mamba, he played it anyways.
What are we doing?
So that's where we're at. So they had to get rid of him, and they hired me instead because they knew that I would do a better job. And of course I did. The children, the kids, the teens, the, high schoolers, they had a blast. Okay. We played all of the hits and the two surprise songs of the night. Okay. Get this. I told this to Megs as soon as I got home. She wouldn't believe me. Listen to this. The two surprise hits, like these songs were on the list. I said, okay, maybe we'll play them. And then when I inevitably figured out the vibe for the evening, I immediately knew that we were going to play these two songs, Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield and Since You've Been Gone, I think by Kelly Clarkson, right? Is that who said? So these two songs were like the smash hits of Homecoming 2024. When I tell you, as soon as I started playing Unwritten by Miss Natasha, it was instantly, you have a smash. And when you're DJing Homecoming and Prom, when you immediately play the song and 2 seconds in, the entire room screams. All of the men, all of the women, the entire room screams.
What are we doing?
And they know that this is about to be the next 2 to 3 minutes a smash hit. And so as soon as I hit play on Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, it was instantly the right choice that I made. And so, they're singing along, they're jumping up and down, as soon as the bridge starts building, staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it, release your inhibitions. And then they all yell, feel the weight on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can. And dude, I'm telling you, Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. If you're a DJ and or even just, hey, if you're a regular person, add it to your playlist right now.
What are we doing?
Because it gets you excited. Okay. It starts out soft and then we just build and build and build. Like this podcast, you know what I mean? It should be the anthem, you know what I mean? No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drown yourself in words unspoken. Live your arms and one wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. What? Smash. Smash, smash, smash hit. 5 smashes on the smash scale.
What are we doing?
Add Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield to your playlist immediately if it's not already there. And if it is already there, you get the shout out this week. Shout out to you, okay? So that was the weekend, a solid week to be had. And of course, you know what I mean? Since You've Been Gone was the smash. Since you've been gone, just smash. And we're surprised these kids know it. We're surprised every year. This is why we now have created this collaboration process. When we do these homecomings and prom events, we collaborate directly with the student committee running and organizing the event to get a list of songs ahead of time, because you never know what songs will be a smash at any homecoming or prom. 100% guaranteed.
What are we doing?
You never know. If you think you know, you don't know. The first time we ever did a prom, they were asking us for ski mask, the slum god, like some trap drill rapper that like we shouldn't have been playing. And I think we did, and I don't think we were ever invited back to that one. But since then, we've learned our lessons, and we've got, listen, we now have pretty much one of the most perfect playlists for said events. So, I mean, it was a smash. It was a fun time. We had a blast. I think we might have some behind the scenes videos that we're editing. I think there's one out now. There's a clip out now on the Perspective social channels. If you know where to look, you can look there. So, listen, folks, we're close. We're in the end game now. Okay, it's here. It's inevitable. It's happening. We've got like less than 20 days left until the 2024 election, and the issue is, half of us don't even know or understand who we're voting for, and that is a problem.
What are we doing?
And if it hasn't been made clear in several different form factors of this podcast, I am always here to help you guys decide. And inevitably, hopefully help myself. Will I end up voting? Maybe, probably not. But, you know, it's good to know when we inevitably get to the results in these next few weeks. So basically, no one knows what they're doing anymore. Okay?
What are we doing?
It's a situation where Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, the VPs, everyone, we're grasping at straws now. We have nothing left to do. We have no more ideas. We have no more policies. It's all just floating in the air at this point. We have no more grounds to run on. And so now, for the next 20 days, in these last 30 days leading up to the election, the candidates have just simply done whatever it is and say whatever they think will inevitably land them 1 to anywhere to 1,000 more votes. Whether that's being absolutely insane, whether that's speaking out of their asshole, whether that's anything and everything that we have gotten in these last weeks. So on the right side of things, we've got our man Zaddy Trumpets. And what was supposed to be a town hall where he simply was simply supposed to take questions from the crowd and answer said questions about his policy and everything else that they have going on via the Trump campaign, turned into having one question answered. Okay, he answered 1 to 2 questions, and then it just so happens that one, and I think potentially one other, 2 separate individuals had passed out from the heat. It must have been so hot in whatever building they're in, because he can't go outside anymore, because every time Donald Trump goes outside, someone else attempts to assassinate him.
What are we doing?
And so there was a third guy, I guess. I don't know. But apparently, so now they're inside. It's hot. Multiple people are passing out now at this rally. And so instead of answering questions that he promised his supporters and followers who traveled hundreds of miles and hours to be here, he decides that it would be best if we just all relaxed, took a big deep breath, and just listened to basically what we now know as Donald Trump's summer playlist. We can't make this up. He just stands there. This is what we're doing. This is what, when you ask the question,
what are we doing?
This is the answer. This is the answer. He just, and look at her, look. This woman, This is the moderator. She was ready. She was ready for her groundbreaking, career-defying moment. She was ready to put this on her resume. She was so nervous. She was so nervous to be this close to Donald Trump. But when they told her, hey, we're picking you, you're going to get to call on the people, you're going to host the event, you're going to get to, this is going to be your time to shine, you're going to get to use this in your sizzle reel. How incredible will it be for you to make TikToks of you standing beside President-elect, potentially future President of the United States, while asking him questions? You'll get hired anywhere, babe. You'll get the job every time.
What are we doing?
And so when Donald Trump decided to not answer any more questions after 10 minutes, she starts freaking out. She starts freaking the fuck out. And like you can see, she just, no one else knows what's going on. Look at her. Just trying to do the best she can to survive. And everyone is so confused, dude. He just stood there. The YMCA, he didn't even do it. He doesn't even move his hands.
What are we doing?
They've got their hats up, dude. I mean, just... I don't think this is what anyone had in mind when they went to this event. It's fantastic, dude.
What are we doing?
He gets all the votes. Look at him. He's so satisfied with himself.
Living in the new world.
And then he just walks off, dude. I mean... And this is what he did. He did this for 39 minutes.
What are we doing?
39 whole 40 full minutes. And this is the candidate. So that's it. That's Donald Trump. So then Donald Trump immediately after he was done doing that dance, he immediately went on to basically do exactly what we known he was going to do from the beginning. If you thought the Trump cards were the beginning, no, we've got our own promoted. Now, I don't know. Let's look. I don't know. We're going to look into this. I'm not sure how much involvement he has, but he sure is slinging a cryptocurrency. Take a look.
Token sale is now
Hold on.
big news. The World Liberty Financial Token sale is now live. Crypto is the future. Let's embrace this incredible technology and lead the world in digital economy.
Crypto's the future, babes.
What are we doing?
This is where we're at. Go ahead, Donald.
Liberty Financial Token sale is now live.
Liberty.
Crypto is the future. Let's embrace this incredible technology and lead the world in digital economy. Go to worldlibertyfinancial.com.
So, first of all, let's take a look. There is if you get community noted on Twitter, it's game over.
What are we doing?
It's game over for you. And we've got Donald Trump. The fine print of the notes say that the token is not transferable and is locked in the wallet. So you cannot withdraw until the, quote, scheme seems fit to allow it. Read the fine print. Okay. Red flag number one, Donald Trump. That's not good. So shape a new era of finance. Be defiant. We're leading a financial revolution by dismantling the stranglehold of traditional finance institutions and putting the power back where it belongs, in your hands. Inspired by Donald J. Trump. Okay, so if we click on see the token, we live inside the US, of course. The token is currently worth 1.5 cents.
What are we doing?
So, I mean, basically worth more than the dollar. Hello. For every dollar you put in, you get 50% more of your money.
What are we doing?
So for every dollar you have, it's $1.50 now, right? If it's worth, every penny is worth 1.5 pennies. I mean, is that math's correct, right? That math's correct, right? You'll receive, okay, so if I deposit, what happens? If I deposit $100, how much do I get? $100 minus fees, fine, makes it 99. I get nothing? I'll get 0? Hold on, what if I put in 100 ETH? I get nothing. Their calculator doesn't even work. And so maximum sales volume, $20 billion, 884 million tokens were sold. So this person's made is there math on that? If 800 million crypto tokens were sold at 1.5 cents each, how much money is that? Okay, great. Google doesn't even know. So let's just copy that and put it into Chat GPT because it's so much smarter. What's it say? To find out how much money was made, 1.5 cents is equivalent to that. Multiply it. $12 million, dude.
What are we doing?
They've made 12 million. Is that right? If each token cost 1.5 cents and they've sold 800 million, that means they've made 12 million. That's gotta be, if that's accurate, like, hey man, listen, Donald Trump is out here making people rich with his new world liberty. You should do it. This is not financial advice.
What are we doing?
But if you want to listen to anybody, I think what you should do is you should go directly to the bank. I think you should drive directly to the bank right now and withdraw every penny from your business, from your savings, your checking accounts, max out the cash allowance on your credit cards, your friends, the account your girlfriend doesn't know about, all of your girlfriend, your fiancés, your wives, your joint. Get as much liquid cash as you can. Get it converted to ETH, and then go to World Liberty Financial, whatever the website is.
Big news. The World
Do
Liberty
it right now.
Financial
I'm telling
token
you.
sale is now live. Crypto is the future. Let's embrace this incredible technology and lead the world in digital economy. Go to worldlibertyfinancial.com.
Worldlibertyfinancial.com with all of your cash right now.
What are we doing?
And I'm telling you, this is going to, you'll instantly win. It's an instant win. This is not financial advice, but when I'm winking. You can't see it. It's potential. I might be winking behind these sunglasses. It's not confirmed yet, but I may or may not be winking behind these sunglasses for you to, I'm telling you, you should, if you've got that Apple Pay all of your money into this Donald Trump cryptocurrency. If he wins the presidency, can you imagine the price of this crypto?
What are we doing?
We're already gearing up for Bitcoin going to 70 grand. People are shouting 100 already. So like we've been doing that for the last 8 years now. It's fine, but they're officially saying it might now actually happen. But if Donald Trump wins this election, there's no telling how valuable his cryptocurrency is going to be, okay? So, you know what I mean? So once he was done dancing with all of his loyal supporters, once he was done just singing and screaming at the top of his lungs, Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, then Donald Trump launches a crypto. He's had a busy week. Then he goes to dinner with all of his
Traditional.
friends, dude. And he goes to, it's basically, apparently they do this every, I don't know when, but they go to this, essentially, it's a Comedy Central roast dinner where they get to make jokes. This is, let's check it out. Ready? Here's Donald Trump. And apparently, nasty Kamala wasn't bothered to show up. And apparently, this is a big deal. And apparently, this is the first time. This is the first time since like 1987 that president-elect from the Democratic side party hasn't gone to the Alfred E. Smith Memorial Foundation dinner. And so they took every opportunity they had to let everyone know that that was the case.
Why don't they just change the name? This way, it is Democrat. But I must say I was shocked when I heard that Kamala was skipping the Alfred
There it
dinner.
is.
I really hoped that she would come because we can't get enough of hearing her beautiful laugh. She laughs like crazy. We would recognize it any place in this room, and all polls are indicating I'm leading big with the Catholic vote, as I should be.
Yeah, I guess I like that.
But I don't think Kamala has given up yet. She hasn't. Instead of attending tonight, she's in Michigan receiving communion from Gretchen Whitmer.
Hey!
What are we doing?
You know what I mean?
That's not a pretty sight. But Catholics, please don't be too insulted by Kamala's absence. If the Democrats, he says, thank you very much, I appreciate it. If Democrats really wanted to have someone not be with us this evening, they would have just sent Joe Biden. You know, he's having second thoughts, you know that, right? He wants to come back. If she does any worse in the polls, they're going to bring him back again, I think. Chuck, he's going to do it. He's the one that got him out. That's the guy. Much more so than Crazy Nancy, I will tell you. Because I know.
And Chuck knows it too. He's just got the look on his face. He knows exactly. Is he going to take? He might take a sip. If he takes a full sip, we know it's true.
What are we doing?
He did it. Joe has almost disappeared from view. The only way he could be seen less is if he had a show on CNN. They had nothing. They've got nothing. Fake news, right? Fake. Someone in the White House who can barely talk, barely put together two coherent sentences, who seems to have mental faculties of a child, it's said, is a person that has nothing going, no intelligence whatsoever, but
Clearly
enough
talking about Joe Biden.
Kamala Harris.
Ah!
What are we doing?
I know Kamala's word because she spends a lot of time complaining.
Kamala! He was talking about Kamala, dude. Duh. Hello.
Faculties of a child, it's said, is a person that has nothing going, no intelligence whatsoever, but enough about Kamala Harris. Let's get on to something else. I know Kamala's word because she spends a lot of time complaining. I won't agree to another debate. But the truth is I've debated twice this year, once against Joe Biden and once against David Muir of ABC. Not to attend this important event was Walter Mondale, and it did not go very well for him. He lost 49 states and he won one, Minnesota. So I said, there's no way I'm missing it. Actually, it was not easy for me to get here tonight. Because I wasn't going to miss this thing, no matter, I didn't care. I wasn't going to miss it. But that's true. Walter Mondale, 49-1. He was expected to do well, and it didn't work out.
He just, the way,
What are we doing?
When Donald Trump doesn't have a teleprompter, sometimes the things that just, the way he just continues to ramble on and on and on and on and on and on and on is just so fascinating to see. It's something that not a lot of people can do. Kamala, on the other hand, is fascinating because she acts as if that she just hasn't read the book. Like, Kamala knows what the assignment is. She knows there's going to be a test at the end. But when it comes to reading chapters 1 through 6, That's not happening, babes.
What are we doing?
And it's just so, these two are so uniquely different, but uniquely insane when it comes to their public speaking. It's one of my most favorite. It's so terrible, so greatly terrible for politics and the people of the United States, but incredible for content. And I mean, if that isn't the motto, and if that isn't the main rule of 2024, I don't know what is.
What are we doing?
It shows you there is a God. I mean, for those people that are questioning it. I understand the real reason that she's not here is she's hunting with her running mate, spending a lot of time hunting. In any event, it's a weird. You know the word weird. They call me weird. They call JD weird. We're very solid people.
Because he is.
What are we doing?
Weird, but this was weird that the Democrat candidate is not here and with us tonight. Senator Schumer, good. Yeah, I supported him. I don't know. I don't know. He used to say that's true, and now I'm not sure he would. But I gave him his first check from an office in Beach Haven, and I was very proud of it. I don't know about lately. Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum.
Is glum a word, dude?
What are we doing?
Hold on. Is glum a word? Am I the idiot? I might be the idiot. Am I the idiot? Definition of glum. Oh, yeah, okay. Looking or feeling dejected. Dejected. Jesus. All right, well, I guess I'm the idiot. Glum's a word I've probably never heard before. I thought Trump might have made it up. I'm sorry.
What are we doing?
But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become.
Look at him.
If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president. And I actually said, do you mind if I do that? He said, no, you got to do what you got to do. He's a pro. He's a professional. No, he's a good man, actually. I hate to say it. Don't ever use it against me, please. They'll say, this dinner was really setting me back when I say that. But I've known him a long time. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris doesn't sound
I know him. I got a few friends.
What are we doing?
I got a few on the roster. White Dudes for Harris. I mean, I'm in the group. I'm in the middle. So theoretically, both sides. You know what I mean? I would potentially fall under. It's just, White Dudes for Harris is where we're at now. We're bringing up Twitter conspiracies at the Al Smith dinner.
Known him a long time. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me.
Bang!
What are we doing?
Shout out to Levi.
What? Do it!
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Bam! He got
What are we doing?
Got him. That's it.
Their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me.
And that's
What are we doing?
your President-elect Donald Trump. Now, while he was busy at the dinner, he's got to hold shit down in PA. If you'll notice, Donald Trump and his goons have now been and will continue to be in the state of Pennsylvania for like the next 20 days.
What are we doing?
He's literally living in the state. He's now had Elon here weekly for the last 2 weeks. Elon Musk is Donald Trump's new billionaire puppet. Both sides, by the way, both sides now have their own billionaire puppet. Donald Trump has Elon Musk. Kamala Harris has Mark Cuban, okay? And so now Mark Cuban and Elon Musk are basically going head to head. So your title card is Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. Then it's J.D. Vance versus Tim Walz. Then it's Mark Cuban versus freaking Elon Musk doing?
What are we doing?
It's the battle of the billionaires, and we're not entirely sure who's going to win this one. So with Elon Musk donating more than $75 million to the Trump campaign in the last, 3 months' time, he's now Donald Trump's #1 boy, okay? We saw him jumping for joy on stage a few weeks ago, and now he's set to be the DOGE, the Doge of the country, the Director of Governmental Economics. And if you're wondering, that's a job that is equivalent to the Dunder Mifflin assistant to the associate assistant supervisor. Okay, it's equivalent to the assistant trailer park supervisor job at the Sunnyvale trailer park.
What are we doing?
It's equivalent to the non-existent job that most of you have and go to on a daily basis, aka none at all.
What are we doing?
It's Doge. It's the Director of Governmental Economics, and it is a job that doesn't exist, and it's a made-up title that Donald Trump has promised Elon Musk if and when he is ever in office again, which is less likely now more than ever. But if it happens, Donald Trump has promised this fictional job to Elon. And so to better promote it and to get more votes in Pennsylvania, he's sending Elon Musk out to do his bidding. And so why this is important, Pennsylvania is essentially the last swing state in the election. Whichever candidate gets more votes in Pennsylvania essentially wins the election. It's extremely important for Donald Trump to come out on top, to get way more votes, and win the Electoral College of Pennsylvania.
What are we doing?
And so that's why it's important in this state especially for them to campaign so hard, which is why they were in Butler, PA last week, which is why they'll be in Harrisburg this week, which is why they'll be in Lancaster next week. And leading up to the election, Donald Trump and Elon Musk and J.D. Vance and anyone else who is trying to win this state will be in your face trying to get your vote. Now more than ever, Pennsylvania is the most important state, I think, right now. I'm almost positive, in my opinion, when it comes to the 2024 election. So that's why when Elon Musk gives $75 million to his buddy Elon Musk, or his Zaddy Trumpets, okay, the campaign itself, he needs to go to Pennsylvania. He was just here last weekend. And he's doing his own rally.
What are we doing?
While Donald Trump's off doing whatever the fuck he wants to do, Elon Musk is here in Pennsylvania running another town hall rally to answer the questions that Donald Trump supporters didn't get to ask because they went to the one last week where he spent 40 minutes on stage doing the YMCA.
What are we doing?
So in order to get those questions answered by the people of Pennsylvania, Donald Trump sent his new BFF, who he just hated 3 weeks ago, his new BFF, Elon Musk, to answer the questions. The future head of Doge in the United States, Elon Musk. And these are the questions. And listen, he answers it just as you would expect. Listen to the question and how he answers it. It's fan-freaking-tastic.
So if you do choose to be the head of the Department of Government Efficiency?
Yeah, Doge.
Yep.
Efficiency. The job that doesn't exist.
What are we doing?
The Department of Government Efficiency doesn't freaking exist. It's a made up. I'm almost positive it's just, there's no one there. Shut up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, that's gonna be me, Doge. Yeah, I'm gonna be the Doge.
What are we doing?
I'm gonna be the Doge. It's all coming full circle. Big Daddy Trump, Elon. Big Daddy Elon is gonna be Doge. He's gonna be the director, the head director of government efficiency. It's Doge, baby. To the moon!
What are we doing?
Yep. What do you think about we stop giving money to other countries such as Israel, Ukraine, and we stop funding forever wars that most likely is going to the deep state anyway?
Hey!
What are we doing?
Guess what, my guy? The DOGE isn't in charge of the money, and if it not, whether or not it goes to foreign wars or other government entities.
What are we doing?
It has nothing to do with Elon Musk. And I 100% guarantee that Elon Musk will never be in a governmental position where he has the ability to say whether or not we send the Ukraine $10 billion, whether or not we fund a war in Israel for $10 billion, Iran for $10 billion, Japan, Taiwan, whatever is inevitably happening within and around the subject of World War III. That's inevitable. It's coming. Don't worry about it. It'll be here sooner rather than later. Elon Musk will have absolutely zero to say about it.
What are we doing?
And whether or not the United States sends troops, funds it, has money in it, or does anything with the United States government's funds and anywhere near the money, this man is not qualified to answer this question.
What are we doing?
What do you think about we stop giving money to other countries such as Israel, Ukraine, and we stop funding forever wars that most likely is going to the deep state anyway?
Yeah. Well, I think in general the amount of waste that happens with the federal government is really staggering. It's a staggering amount of waste of taxpayer money. And if we're, for any given expenditure, we have to say, well, what does this do for the citizens of America? Like, how is this good for the people of America? It's their money. Like, for some weird reason, a lot of people in the sort of, state or whatever, the politicians, they seem to forget that the money being spent is your money. And if it's not being spent in a way that is beneficial to the American people, it's a misuse of the funds.
Everybody gets a Tesla. Everybody gets a Tesla. The day one Elon Musk becomes, I'm sorry, I changed my mind. That was the perfect, I put him in charge. Put Elon in the office.
What are we doing?
Give him a wing of the White House. Fuck it. We're changing it. We're flip-flop. We're turncoating the whole way. Kamala, I'm sorry. What's your billionaire going to do? Give me Mavs tickets? Hello?
What are we doing?
Listen, I've emailed Mark Cuban so many times. He says all the time, I'm on podcasts throughout the years, on Shark Tank and everything else. He's invested in companies. He's never met the owners face-to-face before just because he likes the email they sent. Well, guess what? I've been sending him emails, okay? I've been sending Mark Cubes all the emails, okay? And he hasn't really ever responded to me, but it sounds like Elon Musk actually gives a shit about my money.
What are we doing?
And you know what else is freaking hilarious too? Trump fans hate Elon Musk, and now they're forced to love him.
What are we doing?
3 months ago, I swear to God, 3 months ago, if you would have asked, 3 months ago, I was talking to Trump fans, and if you would have, every time you bring up Tesla, a freaking Trump fan will say, no way, man, I'm not getting a Tesla. That shit will explode. The government will blow it up while you're driving it. Donald Trump doesn't like Teslas. I don't like Teslas. It's all American, babes. We want gas-powered vehicles.
What are we doing?
If you buy a Tesla, you're anti-America, is what Donald Trump supporters were saying as of 3 months ago. But now, what's funny is that all the jokes we made about the battery boats and the electric boats and the electric cars and the electric grid not being able to handle all of the Teslas and how Donald Trump's against the electric vehicle acts in California and other states that have adopted it so, and all of the gas stations replacing their gas pumps with the electric chargers because we're headed in that direction. Donald Trump and all of his followers were not about this up until 3 months ago.
What are we doing?
But now that Zaddy Elon's on board, now that Elon Musk is on board, and we've donated a fresh 75 mil, let's make it an equal hundo by the time this is all said and done. Now that we've got Daddy Elon's 100 million, we're on board now for just, hey. Donald Trump's not going to be at the rally. Donald Trump's not going to do the Q&A he promised us, but he sent Elon. Okay, we like him now.
What are we doing?
And so, you know what I mean? With this election so close, both sides has their billionaires. So Kamala is relying on none other than Mark Cuban, okay? Mark Cuban is Kamala's billionaire of choice.
What are we doing?
He is vouching for her. He is riding for her. He is doing everything he can to get Kamala in the White House and keep Donald Trump out of it, okay? He will do anything to get and keep Donald Trump out of the White House, even if it's this shitty, disgustingly put together bit with one of the Jimmys. Who is it? Which Jimmy? Which Jimmy is it? Jimmy Kimmel? Is it Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon? It's not Jimmy Fallon. I think it's Kimmel. Dude, it's, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. We can't get any better than a diss bit with Jimmy Kimmel. Look how terrible this, look how bad this is. This is so bad.
You're shiny, orange, and empty inside. I'd say you're a traffic cone, but I would swerve to avoid a traffic curve. Oh!
And that's supposed to be a diss.
What are we doing?
So the joke or the grand slam, what we have served up on the plate at Denny's that is supposed to be the grand slam, you owe me $8.99 Donald Trump, was you're orange and empty inside like a traffic cone.
What are we doing?
But we can't compare Donald Trump to a traffic cone because we would swerve to not hit the cone, but we wouldn't swerve to not hit Donald Trump if he was in the middle of the street.
What are we doing?
Is our first zinger out the gate.
You're shiny, orange, and empty inside. I'd say you're a traffic cone, but I would swerve to avoid a traffic curve.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark, Cuban.
Donald, do you know that to be a billionaire, you have to have the billion part in your bank account, not just the air.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Dude, it gets better. It gets better. Okay, see, now we're talking. Now, listen, the first joke, L, dude. The first one, L. This one, you've got to have...
To be a billionaire,
woo!
You have to have the billion part in your bank account, not just the air.
John, you just fell into the shark tank.
Donald, I know you have no shot with Hispanics, because there's no way in hell you're getting the Cuban vote.
Yay. Oh, God, let's see what Jimmy... Hold on. Let's see what Jimmy says before I give my reaction. Nothing!
What are we doing?
Okay, just a woo on the screen.
Cuban vote.
Here you go. Woo. By the way, okay, there's no way you're going to get the vote for Hispanics because you're not getting the Cuban vote. I mean, Okay, another mediocre. Where so far it's not looking good. But this whole notion, this whole Adam Sandler vibe that I fully agree with. Okay,
What are we doing?
I fully agree with Adam Sandler and his ability to be a billionaire and his ability to not give a fuck about his attire. But other than that, that's it.
What are we doing?
He's the only one with the invite. He's the only one with the membership card. He's the only one allowed to do it. Billionaires dressing up in $20 graphic tees on national television is not acceptable.
What are we doing?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mark Cuban. Put something else. I'm so sorry. But you getting something that is clearly can be obtained from the thrift shop for $3 should not be worn by a billionaire who, especially at this very moment, is endorsing and trying to get his candidate elected. The Cuban vote thing, another L. The middle one was good. The billionaire bank account was good, but this one's another L. Let's see what else. Does he got one more zinger?
Cuban vote! Donald, the only way you're worth 10 billion is if I paid you $9.5 billion to wash my balls!
What are we doing?
His ending, his knockout round was, he said, the only way Donald Trump is worth $10 billion is if Mark Cuban wrote him a check for $9 billion. So, hey, at least he admit Donald Trump's a billionaire.
What are we doing?
And in order to achieve that fact is if you would wash his balls.
What are we doing?
This isn't good. This isn't good. Hey, where's Kamala? Kamala, honey, sweetheart, I know you're busy kicking Trump bitches out of the rally, but you need to see listen to what he's saying, Kamala.
$9.5 billion to wash my balls!
What are we doing?
Lord have mercy on that. Lord have mercy on that.
Gotta to leave.
What are we doing?
Another just if you don't wash Mark Cuban's balls. Meanwhile, Kamala's out here getting shit done. Kamala's out here kicking bitches out of the rallies left and right. They're like, oh, fuck you, Kamala. Fuck you. And she responds.
What are we doing?
She doesn't hold back.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Ah!
What are we doing?
No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
What are we doing?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call, and then she cackles, as that is what we call a double zaddy zinger, okay? So, listen, whether it's Kamala kicking bitches out of the rally, whether it's Donald Trump dancing to the YMCA, whether it's Mark Cuban and Jimmy Kimmel, whether it's Elon Musk answering all your questions, you've got less than 20 days to figure it the fuck out.
What are we doing?
And that's where we're at, and that's where we stand. Our state's the most important apparently now, so I mean, hey, if you're gonna vote, you know who you're voting for already. You should at least, and if you don't, we've got some time. You got 20 days, babes. Let's get to it. And listen, speaking of stuff that's kind of weird and kind of happening now, you'll never expect, when I told Megs, when I said, look, Ice Cube dropped new music this week. Ice Cube, you know Ice Cube, Friday After the Next, the actor. He's He's got his hand in basketball. He was in NW. He was in music. He started in music. He's a hip hop legend, but he hasn't done it for years. And so now when I found out that Ice Cube's got all new music, he's got videos out, this has apparently jump-started a bunch of other 90s hip-hop artists to do just unfathomable things in 2024 leading into 2025. So along with Ice Cube's new music, you can form your opinions on it. I don't think anyone's really listening to it. I think the community probably wants another Friday movie before they want another Ice Cube album.
What are we doing?
Is that so far left to say? I'll ask Carlos later, but I think I might be right on that one. And so as soon as Ice Cube comes out with new music, this has got the fire sparked within some of the others in the industry, some of which include 50 Cent. Other industry news, 50 Cent dropping the bag, dude. Getting a solid, semi-permanent, not really, 6-show residency in Las Vegas for how much? $15 million.
What are we doing?
50 Cent getting the bag. I think December into January is when these shows will be. I'm not sure if tickets are on sale or not. If you are interested in going to Vegas and seeing this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, 6 nights only, it's gonna sell out. But 50 Cent, 6 nights in Vegas, $15 million for this small Vegas residency, and the man knows how to get the bag. So with you got Ice Cube out here dropping new music.
What are we doing?
You've got 50 Cent out here getting bags for residency.
What are we doing?
In Las Vegas. This has the industry excited. And so with, topping it one after another, the next logistical thing to come out of the rap and hip hop community is none other than previous MTV Pimp My Ride host Exhibit.
What are we doing?
To not only get himself a brand new record deal, but an album to go along with it. I mean, he's back, baby. Exhibit is back. And we've got the interview pulled up right here. Not right there. Those are the lyrics to Natasha Bedingfield's song. We've got the story pulled up right here. And when I tell you it's happening, you know what I mean? It's happening.
What are we doing?
Exhibit has spoken to NME about making his new album Kingmaker, how he nearly retired and how the diversity in hip hop is lacking. Well, thank goodness Exhibit didn't retire.
What are we doing?
Rapper turned actor is gearing up to release his 8th studio album in early 2025. Could have stopped at 7. Marking his first in 12 years, Kingmaker will serve as a follow-up album to his 2012's Napalm album, which featured the likes of E40, Wiz Khalifa, and Prodigy, among others. Listen, I'm sure in 2012, freaking Exhibit could have gotten artists like E40 and Wiz Khalifa on his album.
What are we doing?
Because it was 2012. We were still maybe potentially riding the early nostalgia wave of Pimp My Ride. That might have been when a revival season was in the works. It might have still been on MTV2 regularly, so he might have still had that pull in the industry to get people like Wiz Khalifa on his album. And so it just, listen, and his real name, what's his real name? Exhibit Alvin Joyner. So they refer to him as Joyner throughout this article, which is very confusing, not to be confused with Joyner Lucas. So Exhibit also stated that his album Kingmaker has nothing to do with him being royalty or sitting on a throne and being a part of some kind of hierarchy. He wanted to make that clear.
What are we doing?
But a sign that he wanted to share his acknowledgement of the good, the bad, and ugly, and the ups and downs he's faced throughout his life and career that he attributes to making him successful. Music is what I do best naturally, Exhibit said, while explaining why he decided now is the time to release an album. I do a lot of other things, a lot of different films, a lot of different TV stuff, but music is the catalyst to what makes sense and what makes everything work. So I felt that music had come to a point where I needed to get some out. Now, I said in the beginning that Mr. Exhibit has signed a new record deal, okay? And of course, who in their right mind would give man such a thing? Certainly not P. Diddy.
What are we doing?
Certainly not Rock Nation. Certainly not anyone from that camp, okay? Or Rockefeller Records or whoever, P. Diddy, whatever. No one in their right mind would give Exhibit a record deal in 2024 other than Greenback Records.
What are we doing?
Now, I know what you're saying, Levi. I've never who's also on the list at Greenback. What the hell? Greenback Records. Last month, Exhibit signed with Greenback Records, a brand new record label launched by none other than MMA fighter and former UFC double champion Conor McGregor.
What are we doing?
The article goes on to say, despite Conor McGregor not being a record guy, Exhibit said, it's dope because one thing I know is he's a serious businessman and has a vision.
What are we doing?
Hey, man. Hey, Exhibit. Look what happened to Ja Rule when he teamed up to be the headliner at Fire Festival, because the runner of that guy didn't know anything about running a festival or a musical event, let alone on a private island in the Bahamas, let alone getting anybody there. But he had a serious vision when it came to being a businessman.
What are we doing?
It's just unfortunately another situation where someone's getting conned. And unfortunately, with Conor McGregor not knowing a goddamn thing about running a record label, I don't think Exhibit's getting the proper representation that he needs.
What are we doing?
And especially when it comes to the new video and the new single he's put out. We're only going to listen to the first few seconds because that's all you need to get a feel of the song. It's called Play This at My Funeral. Listen to this. The first 3 minutes. And this is another thing, by the way. We haven't done this in music videos for the last 10 years, Exhibit, because it doesn't work anymore.
What are we doing?
Having a 3-minute instrumental intro to the music video, clearly
That nothing is impossible.
And that's it.
What are we doing?
And it's just an instrumental for the next 2 to 3 minutes. Look, I'll fast forward. Let's go to 20 seconds in.
Yeah.
Still no, nothing coming out of his mouth.
What are we doing?
Except for one little yeah. And then listen, here we go. Let's go a minute in. What do we got?
A coward dies 1,000 deaths.
Poetry!
What are we doing?
And so this is where we're going. We're a minute in and we haven't even started. Listen to his foot. It's just awful. It's awful.
Budgets and fall apart. I am the Alpha Omega. I am the Holy Grail. I am from cook it, cut it, serve it, and make the sale. Good to be back this year. Peace to rashes and fear. I feel Scientology clear. Yeah.
And he's in Scientology now. So listen, not only can Exhibit not really rap in 2024. He has no idea how to make a video or a rap song for 2024. Strike number 2. Red flag and strike number 3. He's now a part and shouting out Scientology, dude.
What are we doing?
Him and freaking, what's his name? Freaking Ethan Hunt. Tom Cruise, dude. Tom Cruise and Exhibit are there every week to make sure that the church is good to go. I mean, it's so fun. It's so fun. It's so fun to see Exhibit, and especially people like Ice Cube and, 50 Cent getting work again. It's great. It's good to see. It's good to see that they're bringing back the game of hip hop. It's good to see because, listen, I can't do it. Listen, there's 2 radio stations. There's 2 radio stations in Central PA that play like today's hits type stuff. There's like the 96.9 that you listen to Elvis Duran on. That has more of the poppy stuff. And then I think it's 106.7 now that they play the hip hop and the rap. The issue is they play 5 different things on that station all day long. It's either a 21 Savage, okay? It's either a 21 Savage or a Future song. It's either Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. It's either a Drake song, or you get 3 out of the 5 female hip-hop artists that are taking over right now.
What are we doing?
Listen, back in my day, the female hip-hop artist was Nicki Minaj. That was it. All we had to go off of for like pretty much most of the 2000s. There were a few others, but pretty much we had Nicki Minaj running the show. Beyonce kind of, but she got a little poppy there in the middle, and that kind of let Nicki Minaj take the mantle. It wasn't until Cardi B came in to these bitches talking about her Birkin bags and her fucking teeth getting fixed and her Bodak Yellow track taking the fuck over.
What are we doing?
So now with Nicki and Cardi battling it out, that paved the way for people like Meg, and now who we have on the radio 24/7. If you turn on 106.7 in Pennsylvania, especially in the morning, you're going to either hear Meg Thee Stallion, Glorilla, Sexy Red, or Cardi B.
What are we doing?
And other than that, it's a Kendrick Lamar track. And other than that, it's pretty much it. Sometimes you'll get 21 Savage. Sometimes you'll get a Drake song. But the entire channel is just dominated by the female hip-hop artists of the year. And I mean, hey, more power to him, because Nicki, she's got the heat still. She's still got the heat, but something tells me those record sales are most likely trending down in 2025. Just an opinion. We'll see where it goes, babe.
What are we doing?
But all I'm saying is make way, because, we've got new music from Exhibit, dude. We've got new music from Exhibit, so it's getting real serious, real fast over here at, or not over here, but in the hip-hop industry, because, you know what I mean, with Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's out, Lil Baby's out. We don't have any new rapper. We don't have any new rap music. You know what I mean? We've got what? What rap music do we've got Kendrick at the Super Bowl, Billboard Top 100. Do we have anything, any rap in the Billboard Top 100? Shaboozey.
What are we doing?
Post Malone. But guess what? It's number 3. And it's I Had Some Help featuring Morgan Wallen.
What are we doing?
Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, Teddy Swims, Another Depressor, Bryson Boone, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, The Weeknd, he doesn't really count as a rapper. He's not a rapper. Jelly Roll, Marshmallow, Kane Brown, Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen. It's a country summer.
What are we doing?
So the rap game right now needs someone like Ice Cube, dude. They need someone like Ice Cube to come in with fresh new raps, like Play This at My Funeral, to really, bring back hip hop, because there's something lacking. And so last but not least, finally, what we'll talk about this episode is Dasani. Dasani water making a big splash.
What are we doing?
In 2024. Now listen, you guys know we are pure enemies of Dasani and do not condone Dasani in this house whatsoever. We do not drink it. We do not like it. We do not. It's got salt in it, dude.
What are we doing?
Shout out to Liquid Death. They still haven't called me. They still have yet to pick up the fucking phone and give me a phone call. And it's fine. You know, I stopped putting their boxes in the shop. But if it brings a phone call, maybe we'll bring them back.
What are we doing?
You know what I mean? Listen, but here's what you need to know. Dasani, even though it was, in fact, all the way up until 2023, disgusting, it's now back and better than ever, and Coca-Cola has revamped the entire freaking thing. The beloved water brand, which has hydrated and refreshed North America customers since 1999, is unveiling not a new eye-catching visual identity system across all packaging and communications. The refreshed design aesthetic is anchored in a lighter Celsius kind of blue color palette and wave inspired by the S in the Dasani script. Listen to this. Over the past decade, Dasani has challenged the status quo in the beverage packaging industry.
What are we doing?
Yeah, by adding salt to your fucking water for no reason, okay? And then it says continually strive to reduce its environmental footprint. And back in 2022, the brand introduced bottles made from 100% recycled plastic, excluding the caps and labels, across its 20-ounce, 1 liter, 1.5 liter, and 12-ounce packaging. Go Dasani. Go Dasani. You know what I mean? Listen, here it goes. Here it is. Are you ready for this? This is word for word in their marketing. This is word for word in their commercials. This is how I heard about it. I was pulling into my parking spot, getting home this morning from dropping the boy off from school. I hear this on the radio. Deet, 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 like a song came over the background, you know what I mean? And then it was like, now at Dasani, we've got an all-new formula for 2024, so buckle up, babes. It's coming to a store near you. In 2024, Dasani has a brand new flavor, okay? It's back, it's better, it's crisp with an all-new bottle design. Are you ready for Dasani? Are you ready for the news? Here it comes. It's Dasani with no salt.
What are we doing?
They said it in the commercial. Dasani with no salt. Listen to this, man. This is word for word from their press release. Coca-Cola says, Dasani is also tweaking its formula in response to consumer feedback by removing sodium chloride, in parentheses, salt, for a clean, crisp taste loyal fans are sure to love.
What are we doing?
The previous formula contained a dietary insignificant level of salt, a mineral and electrolyte originally added for taste. Yeah, we know, bitch, because you want us to be dehydrated while drinking your water, so we continue to buy more and more and more and more. That's why we like brands like Liquid Death. We're still not buying it, dude. We're still not Team Dasani. Fuck them. Liquid Death. Call me. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 163 of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy. I can't wait to see your beautiful faces next week. Leave me a comment down below. I'll see you next time. YouTube.com/@the-What-Are-We-Doing podcast is where you'll find us. Hit subscribe, hit like. It's happening this week. We'll see you next time. Episode 163. Peace out, everybody.
What are we doing?